Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Luke Ness Monster. Today, we're going to be looking at the top 5 Star Wars The Black Series Jedi Fallen Order figures Hasbro needs to make. With the recent reveal of the 13th Battalion Trooper in the Black Series, I wanted to take a reflective look at some of the figures we've already gotten in the line and kind of use this to go at some of the figures we need to see in the line. So, yeah, let's go ahead and just jump right into it. Coming in at the number 5 spot, I decided to go with Night Sister Marin. Night Sister Marin didn't show up until about halfway through the game, but I think that towards the end of the game there, she became a pretty big character, and I think she's going to be a big part of the second game as well, so I 100% believe we need a Night Sister Marin. Obviously, she isn't the most flashy figure we could get, but I think that a lot of Fallen Order fans would appreciate it. I think it would be a great Gaming Greats figure, and I also think that it would just look great next to your Cal Kestis. Most of the Fallen Order line we already have right now are just Imperial troops, which are absolutely great. I love Imperial troops and I love army builders, but I think the heroes need some love as well, so I think Night Sister Marin is going to have to take the number 5 spot for me. Going into the number 4 spot, I have to put Terran Malachos, and only because he's just one of the coolest characters from Fallen Order. He is this kind of like lost Jedi that turned Sith, and he's really freaking cool, I'm not gonna lie. He dual wields lightsabers, he has a like a nice like shirtless look to it. It just looks super freaking cool. I don't know what it is about his character, but I do really like it. And I remember struggling on this level a lot when playing through the game. It took me maybe 2 or 3 weeks just to beat him because he was a very hard villain to beat, and honestly, because of that just honestly drives up my want to have a figure for this guy. Might not necessarily be great for the Gaming Greats line because he's not like an army builder or anything, but I do think he would be great in the Black Series. While I wouldn't want this to happen, they could always just reuse the Night Brother body, repaint it, his flesh tone, and give him a brand new head, and it'd be a pretty solid Terran Malachos figure. Of course, you're gonna have to make new molds for the lightsabers. The legs, you could maybe finagle something in to get it to work with reuse, but for the most part, I do think this would be a great figure, and it also gives Cal another villain to fight that isn't a trooper. So. Coming in at number 3 is another villain. I'm going to have to give it to the Ninth Sister. Now, this is a much bigger character. She would definitely be a deluxe figure, probably a little bit bigger than like a Gamorrean guard, but I think with the Kenobi series coming out in just a few months and the amount, I believe we already saw 2 to 3 brand new Inquisitors in that show. With the amount of Inquisitors going to be coming out in that show, I think we need to flush out the rest of the Inquisitors from other media. This is also, of course, including the Ninth Sister. While she is a little I guess out there compared to the rest of the Inquisitors, I think it would be super cool to see her in the Black Series. Obviously, Gaming Greats line might not work since she is just such a larger character, but man, it would be really cool to get her in the Black Series. And like I said, she would look great with all the already existing Fallen Order figures we have, and she'd also look great either fighting Cal or just next to your other Inquisitors like the Second Sister. Coming in at number 2 is a figure that I know a lot of people have been asking for, but it's actually Padawan Calcus. We don't have any Padawans in the Black Series yet, which is a shame, but I think Calcus is a great place to start this. It'd be a great introduction of a Padawan mold to the Black Series that they could reuse for a ton of other figures. But Padawan Cal is just pretty cool. Obviously, you could give him his lightsaber before I believe he does lose it in the game, if I remember correctly. So you could give him his Padawan lightsaber before he loses it, and just make it look like a younger Cal Kestis. I think that'd be pretty awesome. And plus, with the recent release of the 13th Battalion Trooper, I think Padawan Cal would just fit in so nicely with that. You could always recreate like an Order 66 scene, or you could always just have him like flanked by 2 13th Battalion Troopers and make it really cool. Like it's a clone Padawan thing, which is pretty cool. I really like that. But coming in at the number 1 spot is, I think, a figure that a lot of people really want, and I'm going to have to agree. It's Gero Paul. This is Cal Kestis' master from Fallen Order, and he is a really awesome looking character. I think you could reuse a few pieces of Zeb here and there, obviously like some pieces from like the feet or the legs. I think you could reuse because they're essentially the same mold. But there is a few new pieces you're going to have to make, which is perfectly fine because I think this figure really needs to be unique because he's a pretty unique looking character. We don't have a ton of alien Jedis in the line to begin with, but this one is just such a unique Jedi, I'd love to see it. And plus, he is rocking the Clone Wars armor, which is not something we have a ton of figures of in the Black Series right now. But Hasbro has proved that they can do Clone Wars Jedis amazingly. They've done it with Obi-Wan and Anakin, some of the best figures in the Black Series. And then, of course, with the recent Tartakovsky Mace Windu, this is another one of those figures that is just one of the best Jedi in the line right now. And I think Hasbro's proved that they can make some pretty awesome Clone Wars Jedi. And I think this is going to be the same thing for a Gero Paul. I think for accessories, you give him his double-bladed lightsaber. I think you also give him a version of it that's broken because it does get shot during Order 66, and then the broken one is the one he gives to Cal. So I think you have to give him the double one and the broken one just to make it complete. This, of course, would be a deluxe figure because it is a little bit of a bulkier character. And then, other than that, maybe like a Order 66 hologram. Other than that, I don't know what else you could really give him for accessories, but I think really, this is just, he's an awesome Jedi in the line, and definitely one that I think needs some love in the Black Series. But anyway, those are my top 5 figures from Jedi Fallen Order that I'd like to see in the Black Series. Comment down below what figures do you want to see, and I'll see you guys in the next video.